All right, it's Shalonda and I'm back. I'm going between phones because that one just ran out of space. So I had to switch over. So anyways, let's start over again. It's Shay Seeking from American Aborigines Unchained on Facebook and American Empress Unchained on YouTube. And yeah, so we're just going into this Genesis 37, and this is part 2 of the video. So again, it says, where did we stop? Excuse me, close the door, please. All the way. I promise. Stuff like that is what I recall. Me. I just list, but I don't, I don't shed no light on that no more. I mean, I just ain't got time for it, really. So again, that energy, like I said, it's almost like a very observant energy, but with an angry eye. It's always been that way. Even more so now, though, because I think that there is a connection. I think there's a connection with some closeness of fighting or lots. I think there's some closeness even with this energy, this past lifetime energy. Two, I see it in the Hindi kind of energy, or Hindu. And I see it also, and I actually seen an antique image of this person, and there was two men that I feel I'm identifying in this life. The facial features, I mean, it was a crazy, okay? My features, her features, they were just sitting around like in different positions and stuff like that. It was very, very strange, right? Okay, so moonlight beckons. Come and trust your intuition to lead you into places that may not seem logical. Your hunches will be right on target. Resist second guessing yourself, for your alternative perception is especially sharp right now. You can see beyond the surface of things and truly read between the lines. This is a good time to use oracle cards or other systems of divination to gain information. Remember that the language of intuition is a symbolic one. It comes subtly through a hunch, a tingling, or a clear sound, or an animal or object crossing your path. Let me tell you what the hell just happened. We don't have stray cats in this neighborhood. We just don't. My daughter just came to me while I was cooking and told me that a black cat just came up to the front door, walked up the path. He walked up the sidewalk path, up to the door, and when she looked out the window, he ran. I said, well, I don't know. Yeah, shit, maybe somebody just sent an omen or something, something over here. Wicked witch. Wicked witch. Remind me of the Wicked Witch, the one that was on the broom with all the flying monkeys that was doing all that they was doing. And causing all that ruckus. Causing all that damn ruckus. She just always was in a bad mood, huh? But Dorothy just had to click them damn heels, didn't she? And the good witch, she was chill, right? So it also gives me that whole from discovery of witches energy. This goes back to this too, as I was watching that, it was bringing some things in. With Diana, and then the Dark Witch. She was a master at her craft. But in that case, she was a small town. Well, she was in the woods, And the other girl was kind of like in just a neighborhood. I was going to say small town, big city energy. To gain information, remember that the language of intuition is a symbolic one. It comes subtly. So we already see this part here. Okay. Following the signs. All right, so that's what we're going to do here. Very trippy and very crazy. And see, she was the one, wasn't she? She was the one that really wanted to see what was going on with Diana's bloodline. See, because a lot of these people be knowing more about my shit than I do. They're always talking about how they know that these people ain't the people, and because like as if they have information. And it's like she kept doing those things. You know, it reminded me, like, she kept doing those things. Like, she didn't really want to harm her. She was really kind of intrigued by her. She really wanted to know how deep this girl was. What was her real... So she would do these things to get to her. Like the one time when she sent her into that area, when they took her into that area, when she was jogging. And then they... she used her magic to kind of throw her up in the air and beat on her. And I think she... What did she do? She did something to her. Cut her or something like that on her back or something. Very strange. They just was torturing the damn girl, you know? But then you had that one girl, that psycho girl that was with Matthew. And she... You know, she didn't like Diana. I think she set up an attack or something too. Where Matthew, I think, ended up getting hurt. And she was chasing after him. But she was like kind of stalker-ish with him because she was, you know, the energy was strong. So it always makes me think about like new, right? So it says new, a new child, right? Because, well, not really. Okay, because... You know, Diana really didn't know about her gifts. They had bound her. They blinded her. Her own parents did it when she was little. They put something on her so that she would not be able to access or to protect her. And remember the one guy that was like the head chief of the science department? And remember, she also went into the documents at that witch's place, right? It was like a messianic kind of energy going around, right? Like the council or whatever it was. It's like a covenant or something. Covenant or whatever you call it. And yeah. And remember, they was in her head. You remember that? Y'all remember? Y'all probably didn't watch that. I didn't even think about the energy. Because the masculine's energies always overpower the feminines, but I can kind of see the feminines on the other side of them. Kind of like this is. I don't know, y'all. And I'm here just, anyone when it comes to this level of stuff, I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't have anybody like, you know what I'm saying, that I can depend on, like, because many people don't understand, right? So I do rely on the ancestors' guides, source, you know, and that which is within, you know? And it says something about these are the scribes, right, of Edom. But, you know, and that's what makes me think about why is it that when it comes to scribe energy, I feel like I'm in it when it comes to me and my lineage, right? How I could tap back into those records, right, of these women mainly, right? But the men seem like they're there for protection or just closeness or something. It's like they get more from me than I get from them, but they're there to protect. And the feminine energy is, I don't know, it's just in me already. It's like I don't look outside of myself for feminine energy. I feel like they're all in me, and so it's like, yeah. Okay, so let's just go ahead and go into this because we don't have that much time on the clock. So it says, but I feel like, oh, that's what I was going to say. But I feel like many of these people are scribed, why they can kind of telepathically or naturally see within is because they have these type of gifts as well in some way, shape, or fashion. But see, Diana was a weaver, and she was one of the most powerful witches, and there was not really that many like her. And she was, like I said, she dealt with all of the elements. And I think that's what intrigued everybody that was kind of looking in on her. And it was her defense mechanism was when she was in danger, whether she knew it or not, she could protect herself. She could do things to protect herself, or just even, in sadness or something like that, because Matthew would, I think he hurt her feelings or something when he left her, right? So I don't know. Let's just go back. And it's funny because I think there was some Elizabeth energy there within that show as well. Okay, so again, let's go here. Jacob. But anytime we talk about Jacob and stuff like that remind me of, Twilight, which again, we got the moon right there. Okay, so again, it says, so Jacob settled again in the land of Canaan. Now, Canaan also, like I said, reminds me of Canada or even North. You know what I'm saying? I pick up North, okay, when I see Canaan. Not all the time, but I think we did a video on it, and I think we did find some stuff that correlates with that in history, in the North, in the Midwest or the North, okay? And it says where his father lived. And Jacob's son Joseph was now 17 years old. His job, along with his half-brothers, the sons of his father's wives, Bilhah and Zilpah, was to shepherd his father's flock, right? So that's what made me think about that energy. And I'm going to try to hurry up because we only have a couple more minutes. But the energy of people thinking that they own people, or even that conservatorship energy. And it's almost like somebody got their hands on something, right? And maybe it was a team effort. And then all of a sudden it goes on into it being maybe one. And I can't tell you if it's the feminine or the masculine that wants to not have nothing to do with it. And it causes some kind of strife. It just, you know what I said? Because that's what I'm feeling like is going on. These people that have already advanced, right, within this stuff, because again, they would have to have more information. They would have to be having some type of guidance. Where the ones, again, the most powerful ones are not going to have that. People just expect for you to do it yourself. Even when they're throwing shit at you and arrows, you have to pull them out your back every damn day and treat your wounds and everything. It's still the same. You just have to keep on going, right? Because again, it's all a distraction, and it's all, even that energy, like I said, is a very observant energy. It wants to be, I don't know. I mean, jealousy or envy on a whole nother level, on many levels, whether it's to do with other connections, lands, title. It's this stuff, like I said, we're dealing with stuff that, again, is going on for a very long time, right? Lifetime after lifetime, shit like that. And so it's making me think that people actually maybe could have conservatorships over people, especially the ones that they keep watching to make sure that you don't do anything or learn anything or know anything or go and obtain or gain anything. They're making sure that you stay in a situation where you don't know, because they think that they're going to be able to get over because of this. And so it's just weird to me. All right. So that's what's making me think. Even it comes to the sense of a child. I'm just thinking, I don't know why I'm seeing something to do with a baby. I don't know why. Even even this damn dry desert, just, that's just what it feels like sometimes. Damn footsteps in the sand. Rock bottom. Education. I don't know. I just feel like I'm seeing something with that kind of energy. It is so weird. It is so weird. Okay? It really is. But Joseph reported to his father some of the bad things they were doing. Joseph. Because this reminds me again of my ancestors coming from the Carolinas, my grandfather and my grandmother being some of the first pioneers to make it up to the north, to the Midwest. It just, and he was also, just like I said, it seemed like he was, out of all the people, he was cast out. It just seemed like he, it just was it's very weird, y'all. Okay. All right. So it says, yeah, some of the bad things that they're doing. Now, as it happened, Israel loved Joseph more than any of his other children. Now, I mean, because there's the Holy One of Israel, there's Israel, and then Israel. You know what I'm saying? So again, I don't know if we're getting a him. It says him, so I don't know if we could be talking about, again, androgynous, feminine or masculine, right? Because some of us feminines, I think it's true. We are in our masculine. I've always known that I have been. Because again, I was going to have to fend for myself. I was going to be the one with the back up against the wall with the world on my fucking shoulders. And I didn't even really get to meet my grandpa before, I was born after he passed away. Because Joseph was born to him in his old age. So one day, Jacob gave him a special gift, a brightly colored coat. Because this is making me think about a covering or just a cloak. And I think we went in depth on Joseph and the coat. And we was looking at also Chief Joseph, right? Okay. His brothers, of course, noticed their father's partiality and consequently hated Joseph. They couldn't say a kind word to him. Maybe that's why I'm in my masculine energy right now. I don't know. This is making my heart sad a little bit. It's just making me emotional a little bit. One night, Joseph had a dream and promptly reported the details to his brothers, causing even deeper hatred. I don't know if this is the part. I don't know. Listen to this, he proudly announced. We were out in the field building sheaves, and my sheaf stood up, and your sheaves all gathered around it and bowed low before it. So you want to be our king, do you? His brothers derided. And they hated him both for the dream and for his cocky attitude. Then he had another dream and told it to his brothers. Listen to my latest dream, he boasted. Then the sun, moon, and 11 stars bowed low before me. This time he told his father, as well as his brothers, but his father rebuked him. What is this, he asked. Shall I indeed and your mother and brothers come and bow before you? His brothers were fit to be tied concerning this affair. But his father gave it quite a bit of thought and wondered what it all meant. One day, Joseph's brothers took their father's flock to Shechem to graze them there. A few days later, Israel called for Joseph and told him, your brothers are over in Shechem grazing the flocks. Go and see how they are getting along, and how it is with the flocks, and bring me word. Very good, Joseph replied. So he traveled to Shechem from his home at Hebron Valley. A man noticed him wandering in the fields. Who are you looking for? He asked. For my brothers and their flocks. Joseph replied, have you seen them? Yes. The man told him, they are no longer here. Damn. I heard your brothers say they were going to Dothan. So Joseph followed them to Dothan and found them there. But when he saw him coming, recognized him in the distance, they decided to kill him. Damn. Damn. Yeah, this make me think about even the energy of me feeling like, again, the phone is about to die. I guess you guys will have to wait for part 3.